Bandit here from Big Boy Gaming. Today I will be discussing my favorite build for Shyvana in the Twisted Treeline, the max attack speed build. In order to pull this off, we will be relying on two different passive abilities from one of Shyvana's actual abilities and then one of our main items. First off, it's going to be Flame Breath, which is Shyvana's E ability. This is a ranged ability that once it hits its target, it will mark them. Once a target is marked, every time you hit them with a basic attack, they're going to take 2.5% of their maximum health as bonus magic damage. The other part of this build we're going to be focusing on is the Stalker's Blade Bloodrazor Enchantment. Now this item not only gives you a 50% attack speed bonus, we really want it for its passive ability. Every time you hit a target with a basic attack, it will deal 4% of their maximum health as bonus physical damage. This is the key because every time we strike a target with a basic attack while marked, they're going to take 6.5% of their maximum health on every time we swing. That's not counting any regular damage from the basic attack, any abilities, anything. Just a flat 6.5% of their maximum health every time we hit them. Once the ability's fully running, you're going to hit about 2.3 to 2.8 attacks per second. Now that's when runes and everything kick in. But now, if you look at that, on the low end, it's going to be about 15% of the target's health every second. And that's just from the passives. Now, whenever you start your match, my starting buy is always going to be the refillable potion, and that's just because we're more of a glass cannon build. So having that little bit of health regen in the beginning is going to let you stay in the jungle and apply some lane pressure without having to go back constantly. The other two items that I start are just the beginning pieces of the Stalker's Blade. Now, the first item you want to focus on completing is going to be that Bloodrazor enchantment on the Stalker's Blade. That way that you get the attack speed bonus and your passive that you're searching for. Now, personally, I always go for the cold one. That's going to slow your target. That way it's a little bit easier to chase them down. Or you can go with the one that does true damage and reduce the damage that you take. That's up to you. Once you're completed with the Stalker's Blade, I always go for the Berserker's Greaves next. The movement speed is going to help you clear your jungle quicker. You're going to get more attack speed, which is going to help you clear the jungle quicker. And then when you are engaging and applying lane pressure, it's going to help you get in and out of combat just as easy. Third item, I usually go for the Statikk Shiv. And the reason being is not only do you get the attack speed and the crit, but if you're familiar with the Shiv, you get a passive AoE ability. So once you hit 100 stacks, you do kind of like a little chain lightning that's going to damage, I think it's up to 5 targets at one time. That's going to be really great for applying lane pressure. So once you're done clearing your jungle, you go in and you help your bottom push bottom. You're going to end up, taking out 3 or 4 of the minions just off one attack, which is really going to speed up your lane pressure. Later in the game, whenever you're fighting 3 or 4 champions, you're going to have a little bit better AoE pressure as well, which is going to help take down multiple champions. Once you're done with the Shiv, I always follow that up with Wit's End. Now, the reason I've done that is because you're going to get 40% attack speed, and you're going to get some magic resistance out of it as well. The passive is pretty sick, though. Basic attacks are going to do 40 bonus magic damage. So if you're going to be swinging at least twice every second, sometimes 3 times every second, that's an extra 80 damage per second that you're going to get to do, and you're going to steal magic resistance from your target if they're stacking it. So that's going to help make sure that your passive from your E ability is going to do full damage on your target as well as the item itself. By this point, you're usually melting enemy champions. You drag it in, hit them with the E, and then just mow them down fairly quickly. Now, if your match does go long enough, my preferred final item is going to be the Trinity Force. This is an item that adds kind of a little bit of everything. You're going to get your bonus health, your damage, attack speed, and 2 passives. The cool part about the passives is the first one is just a free bonus movement speed for landing basic attacks or killing champions. The other one, which is the fun one, is you're going to get a 200% bonus damage on your next basic attack as physical damage after using an ability. And I think it only has like an internal 1.5 second cooldown, so you're going to be cranking out that extra damage there at the end. That's going to help you get around some of your tankier champions that would normally withstand you hitting them a few times. Now this item is the most expensive in the build, and you essentially only get 40% base attack speed, so I usually wait to have that as my last item that I buy. Now, late game, if you need to, you could definitely swap out that refillable potion for something a little more health or armor or magic resist based, whatever you need for the champion that you're fighting. Use your own judgment for that. Now, as far as runes go, there's really only 2 runes that I would really like to talk about. I'm going to include the rest in the description below. The first one, though, that I want to speak about is Lethal Tempo. The way this works is 1.5 seconds after damaging a champion, you're going to gain between 30 and 80% attack speed based on the level that you are, for 3 seconds. The reason this rune is important is it will actually allow you to exceed the maximum attack speed of 2.5 attacks per second. So as these other items are stacking, as you're getting your 80% later levels of the attack speed, it's really going to help with exceeding that. Now, also, if you do manage to tag a champion during that time frame, you will extend the duration of Lethal Tempo to 6 seconds instead of 3. This is really going to help keep that debuff up because the internal cooldown on it is only 3 seconds. The other rune is going to be the Legend rune that stacks attack speed. It's a flat 3% off the bat that you're going to gain just for picking up the rune. But then as you gain more Legend stacks, you're going to gain 1.5% attack speed from that as well, and that stacks up to 10 times. So you can get a really good chunk of attack speed out of that one rune page. Now, the other runes on there, they're just going to be mainly for more damage whenever your champions that you're fighting are at low health, and restoring health on the fly. Having that health regen is going to be one of the most important things for longevity with this build, because as time goes on, everyone else gets stronger, your health pool only naturally goes up, because if you do look at the items, Trinity Force is pretty much your only really health item. Other than that, that's kind of this build in a nutshell. I have included this video here. This is actually from one of my games. I got lucky enough the other team did not have a jungler, so I was able to get ahead pretty quickly. Let me know what you think of the build. If you have any questions or anything that you would recommend with it, please let me know. Thank you very much.
been slain.
They have faced nothing like me. They should run. Without remorse. I go. The dragon nears.
An ally has been slain.
demonstrate